in case you missed
What's
it.
up? It's your boy Crypto J coming at you with another J Talks Crypto. If you're brand new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. I do my best each and every day to give you guys the top picks in crypto. And guys, we talking about some Bitcoin today, and we're going to talk about this market. But before we get into that, I got to let you guys know that I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. You have to do your own research. You have to speak to a financial advisor before making financial decisions. And you shouldn't be listening to people off of YouTube and then buying things that they say. I say that a lot, but I have to say it in every video. I'm sorry. But as you guys could see, Bitcoin coming in at 103.3, looking a little bit volatile today. And people are throwing out all kinds of dates at me, like March 9th or May 19th, May 25th, May 27th, talking about a new all-time high before the conference, price nukes during the conference, and all this stuff. People think, correction. And I just, again, I don't see that. I don't also see May 19th holding any kind of truth, because usually people buy the rumor and then they sell the news. So by the time the event usually happens, it actually doesn't result in a pump, because that's what most people think will happen. It actually results in a dump, right? So again, I think that the Coinbase stuff maybe is already priced in, right? That was kind of the news from the other day. Some people already were knowing about that rumor. So again, now that it's been made news, again, I don't know. But you guys could see this Bitcoin stock to flow chart is looking pretty good. And so I think that we might be looking a little bit similar to 2016, 2017, which is what I've been saying, right? We have a nice double bottom here also on a stock to flow. So I'm just patiently waiting. I don't think that any of these dates matter. I don't go by dates. I don't go by news events. To me, those events just kind of irrelevant. To be honest with you guys, I've never gone by that, and I know that sounds totally crazy. It is important to stay up a little bit on the news, but I do think that a lot of it is noise, and a lot of it is. By the time retail gets the news, it's usually already priced in, because again, people are not buying the news. They're usually buying the rumor and selling the news. So again, they made all this news about Coinbase. In my opinion, people are selling this, and we still have support at 100K. I still think that we will bounce off of 100K. That was kind of what I was saying the other day, that I feel like would probably be the most logical, healthy thing for Bitcoin right now. I like the fact that it's kind of slowly going down and not too fast. But as you guys could see, the market cap is falling drastically, which is, I think, a very good thing, because our fear greed index is too high for us to have a long cycle. In my opinion, we need to see a little bit of a correction on this fear greed index if we want to not reach this all-time greed too fast. And if we want to have a good long quote unquote super cycle, right? We should need to see a little bit of chop, a little bit of correction. That's kind of what happened over here, right? We had these jump ups and jump downs, and then we had a big parabolic run. And you could kind of see every time we've been in the orange on the stock to flow, it hasn't been an indicator of a top. So again, that's why also I'm saying that it's probably not a top, even though, have we created a double top in the past? Yeah, we have created a double top in the past, right? That's what I was telling you guys in my last video. How we've created double top in the past was an indicator of a cycle being over, right? This was a double top right here, and it sent us down, right? Are we going to see something similar play out over here? Or again, is Bitcoin going to start ripping up out of this resistance, right? Will our stock to flow hold true? A lot of our long-term indicators that are just indicating that we maybe just need to see a possible small retest, I would hope. Again, look at this fear greed index, right? You see how we kind of go up in the green here, and then we have a little small dip down, possibly even towards the orange, and then we could have a big run up kind of thing. But again, look, double top, right? Possible. It's possible. But again, will we do that here? Or is Bitcoin going to shoot up even more? I want to know. I want to know. I think that, again, based off of the history of Bitcoin, right, we could look at some of this stuff here too. Wow, look at our pi cycle indicator, indicating that we have not reached the top yet, right? This kind of looks like this. Still, I'm still thinking this, and I'm still thinking that we could still have a blow off top. I think that a good cycle should have a blow off top. If this is not, if this is the top of our cycle, then this would be extremely anticlimactic, right? And it would prove a lot of these long-term indicators wrong, which have been pretty tried and true over the years, right? You guys could see you got this red here, we go into this orange, we consolidate, which again 2016, 2017, right? That's what I'm saying. We look similar to right now, right? We have this chop, and when we get to this orange, and then we absolutely explode out. And again, I think that this is still something that can possibly be something that can happen, right? I mean, anything could possibly happen, though. You know, these markets are completely speculative. That's why I always tell you guys, do your research and do what feels right for you guys. You know, make your buying decision a result of your research. As you guys can see, Toshi Coin looking like it is seeing a bit of correction alongside Bitcoin. Will it last, or will it be back on top? As you guys can see, Toshi Coin is coming in at number 19 right now, which in my opinion is showing me that Toshi has a lot of demand still, even though the market is looking a little bit funky. Again, this is a time that I'm gonna probably be using to buy it, buy some coins and pick up. As you guys can see too here, Toshi Coin starting to trend sideways, and it's also starting to create a shoulder head shoulder here. We're touching this bottom level of support on the 2-hour, on the 4-hour. Again, we're testing some key levels of support. But this is kind of what I told you guys could probably happen, right? Didn't I just say that in today's video and in yesterday's video also? And I've been kind of saying that. But again, we haven't yet fully broken down. If we do break down, though, to the second level, there's a decent chance that we can send down a little bit further than that, possibly, because, again, we will have broken a neckline, and that would be that possibly we can see some retest of some lower levels on the 4. And then also on this 12-hour here, you see this, how this little McDonald's M is kind of starting to form now. And we talk about that McDonald's M, we say I'm not loving it, right? Like Nike, the Nike check is a bear flag. We say don't do it, right? It's a sign of a possible reverse in the trend. But again, I'm still bullish on 2025. I'm still bullish on crypto in 2025. I use long-term indicators, not short-term indicators. I don't have a microwave mentality. So price dips are pretty normal in my opinion. They're nothing that I freak out about. I know a lot of people freaking out, but again, I just go by the long-term indicators. Again, I go by the things that have been around, that people have been using in this space for a long time. Do they hold true all the time? Not all the time, but at the same time, you guys can see normally, how does our top look, right? It looks like a blow off top, right? We got all the way up in here, all the way up in here. You know, whenever we're just kind of chilling between like these zones here, it's kind of just been a zone of accumulation. You know what I mean? Right before a big run up, right? So again, I'm sure people will panic, and I'm sure people will think that this is the top. Maybe it is the top. You never know. But if this is the top, this is a very anticlimactic top. And in my opinion, we're just not at the top yet. But again, I could always be wrong. I think that this cycle will be a little bit longer. And I think that it will take a little bit more patience. Maybe we create something similar to like March, you know? Interesting. What do you guys think? Are you bullish on Bitcoin? Are you bearish on Bitcoin? What do you think about this market cycle too? Pretty crazy, huh? Pretty crazy. Some of you guys, this is your first time in the market, and good for you. You guys can see the 1-year chart. We do have some indicators that we're not broken down, right? This cup and handle playing out, this bull flag playing out, also this bull flag that has played out. You know, you guys could kind of see the potential of what can happen. We could see a breakout. Again, the only thing that I'm paying attention to, that I'm concerned about, is our fear greed index. It's because too many people are greedy. When everybody starts celebrating, I'm not really celebrating anymore. It's like you have to kind of be the opposite of everybody else, right? When they're greedy, we're fearful. When they're fearful, they're greedy. Well, look, they're almost at an all-time greed over here. And look, every time we've hit all-time greed, it's been a sign that we need to see a major correction. So it is a possibility that it happens. It's a possibility that we see something similar to like here. You see how we started breaking down in April, and then in May, look what we did, right? And then it dropped us down in June. And then you see how this correction took a lot more time. And I told you it was agonizing. It was, you know, that could be a situation of what we're looking at. Also, it could be also a situation that we are also, again, creating that cup and handle, and that we could see a breakout. If that breakout does happen, how high will our fear greed index even go? You know, like, it would be a little bit crazy, right? If we didn't have some kind of a correction. So again, that's why I was saying Bitcoin can still drop down, catch some support at 100, which I feel like would be totally reasonable. And then maybe we can create some kind of, again, jump back up. But nobody knows, guys. That's completely up to the market. Anything can happen. All these coins can go down. Anything can happen, right? So I want to know what you guys think will happen. Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll catch you next video. Peace.